So I wasn't privy to such meetings in the past. But as soon as I
Okay.
get such information, definitely I'll be there, God willing.
You should, because it will help you. Like when you connect with people there, when these opportunities come around, you tell them what you do, you tell them what you do, and they have you in mind because now you've not just like bonded with them, but you've collected their contact. You get so most of these meetings have been Zoom meetings is they used to call it community call is super important. And so if you can leverage on them, please do, especially when you have time. Okay. Um, okay, I can see that the recording has started, even though I've said a lot of things. I'm seeing someone else. Is that Augusta guest 6258? Please indicate in the chat box. Let me know. I like so let me know. I the one. Okay, okay. Welcome back. So last night, I mean last evening. Please excuse me. Let me put my timer on so it will help me. Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can.
Please indicate that you can hear me, please. Okay, okay. Yeah. So today is the gang part, the most important part because as I yesterday, I was just giving guys the basics of content writing, how the different types of content that you will likely in the space and how you can position yourself based on your strength. Okay. So I want to believe that based on what I shared yesterday, you've already chosen a niche to narrow down your writing because writing is a really broad term in the space. So you must choose which part you want to focus on and start working towards it. Do you understand? I want to believe that. If you have not even done that, I'm going to ask about it at the end of this class. So today we're going to be focusing more on the the job part, that's identifying target platforms and companies in the crypto space. This one is still kind of the technical part, but it will help you a lot. Like Mr. Femi have already asked about the whole Solana hype going on here and there. It's because of that super team umbrella that is there to help um, writers like you, graphic and designers, and developers to help you get a footing in the space. And they do that by offering bounties and grants on either your writing, your your idea, your project idea, if you're going to develop if you're going to work on a solution in the under the Solana umbrella. Do you understand? So all these things are super easy. So I'm going to just talk about some of the platforms you can easily find. Okay, sorry for the silence. So as I was saying that there are different platforms where you can identify these companies. But beyond identify these companies, you have to look out for people in the company. One of the people not to connect with are the CEOs because the CEOs are taking decision. They rarely have time to look at like to give pay attention to like those searching for jobs. Those searching for jobs. You get so you have to really look out for who is the person in charge of recruiting in this particular company and connect with them. You get most times where to get all these things is when you go to their Twitter page, you there's always a website link. From the website link, some of them already have like links to the team members, or look out for people that have attended some of the AMAs and just connect with them. Okay. So one of the places you can target these companies is Twitter. Twitter, you can find some of these companies when they're hiring by searching obviously for content writing, hiring, crypto writing, something like that. Just these simple terms. You can search for them. I did it a lot on Twitter and on LinkedIn. That's for me. Like that was the main place I found out was working for me. So I focused my energy on that place. Your own might be different. Your own might be website, job sites, and Reddit. I don't know how Reddit works now, but for me, I use it one or two times, and that was just to create some awareness posts for a company I worked with. I think MEXC Exchange. When I was part of their community, what they call them, community builders. So some of these things is what you have to look at. Most times, for me, job sites didn't work for me. Like job site, like looking for these companies or looking for these opportunities didn't work for me based on job sites and on Reddit. But what I can tell you that worked for me was Twitter, LinkedIn, and Telegram. Telegram worked because I was in some crypto job communities, and it was easy to like locate people that are advertising the job because they will join the community and say, "Oh, see, we have an opening for a writing gig. If you're interested, please chat me up." So those particular those three platforms worked very well for me. So yours might be different. Even while searching for this job, don't be afraid to look out for other places that you can get these opportunities. So look out for them. What works for me might not really work for you. So when you find something that works for you, then put all your whole energy in to keep applying through there, through that platform. Do you understand? Okay. The second thing I'll be handling is the job application itself. Now you've gotten a you've identified, oh, I'm going to be searching for jobs on Twitter, and you've gotten like you've gotten an advert and you want to apply. What is the next step? Like Mrs. Victoria will always say, there is a hard and the hard part, and there is an easy part, which I'm going to talk on now. The hard part, it might work for you, but why I say it's the hard part is because it didn't work for me. Okay, it didn't work for me. Like I applied. Okay, I think it's worked at some point, but it stopped working. Like when you compare how much it worked for me, it's like 20 to 80%. So that was why I found out that it was actually hard for me. And for me personally, it might be different for you. What I'm saying is might be different. There's no hard and fast rule to these things. So try everything. Know the one that really is giving you the results that you need and go for it. So one of the things I did was, first of all, I searched for the job. And most places I've already told you I searched for this job was on Twitter, on Telegram. Okay, no, yes, on Telegram was because it was a community, so people are posting jobs and I'll chat them up. So basically, it's Twitter and LinkedIn. At some point, I started checking online too, but using internet wasn't working for me. I believe that like, it doesn't like close into the crypto writing niche. So what I did was I go to Twitter, I type on the search box hashtag hiring, hashtag crypto writing, and search. It will bring out a couple of things, maybe the recent ones. I'll look at them. Do I meet the qualification? If I meet it, sometimes if I don't meet it, I'll still apply for it. It's still part of the process. So keep applying. Then after applying for it, and most of these jobs that you're applying via Twitter and LinkedIn, they will check out your handles, which I will really handle um in the next things I'm going to talk on about optimizing your social media page, because trust me, those recruiters, they want to see that you've been doing something. That's why I'm telling you guys to keep posting. Because once they check your page and you're not doing anything, they feel like, oh, she doesn't even know, he or he doesn't even know anything in the space. So it doesn't really make sense that you are applying through your handle and there's nothing to show that you're into this particular type of writing. They feel like you don't have the experience. So that was why I told you guys to really start posting, so that, because something you have to realize, you are moving from let me say Web2 space to into the blockchain and crypto this thing. So you have to show people that you've made you've taken a new direction in your career path, that see, oh, I'm now doing this, so that they can also bring you jobs in that area. Do you understand? So you have to really do that. And because of that, because you're going to apply for a job, your CV needs to be optimized too. Because I learned this the hard way, and I really learned it late. Really learned it late, because one thing, there is something called the ATS standard of 8 years. I've forgotten the full name, but generally it's 8 years. It means that how recruiters, hiring managers and recruiters do is that once you send them a CV, there is a, will I call it a bot or a software that scans through all the CVs to make sure that that your CV is carrying the um relevant keywords that they require. If yours is not carrying it, it automatically sees it and removes it. That's why you now get rejection mail. Sorry, but we scanned through your this and you didn't meet our expectation on this one. Most times, what, it's not like you didn't qualify, but because you didn't add those keywords. So one of the things to do is, I know you're used to writing already, or maybe you already have a CV in the normal word, but it won't work in this crypto space. So what do you do? What you do to optimize your CV is, you go online, that particular role or the job that you're applying for. There are things they've already stated that they need in the right like in the writer, like you are good with writing, you're good with this, you can handle TikTok, you can do some of these things. From those job description, pick out those job descriptions and qualification, pick out those things and find a way to add them to your CV, so that when it's saving out CV, your own will stand out because your CV contains those keywords that they listed out as the qualification for the role. Are you guys still following me? Please indicate in the chat box. I'm waiting for us. I really want us to be fast in responding. Okay. Okay. So you have to really make your CV to be optimized. And that was the thing one of the mistakes I made. It was as if I was using the same CV I will use the same CV for social media, apply for a social media for a social media role, and still use it for content writing. And next thing I will be receiving rejection mails. So some of these rejection mails, not like they are not qualified, but because your CV is not optimized. So you have to really work on it. The Working on it, you already have a standard CV. So all you have to do is that, okay, I'm applying for this role. What is the qualification? What are they looking out for in this particular job, this thing, and find a way to um add it to your CV based on what your experience so far. Add those keywords. Add those keywords so that when the computer or the software is scanning through, it will see, oh, this one has that particular keyword, the keywords we're looking out for. So your own will come up. So they will before um um before like ahead of others. That's one of the ways to stand out. This ATS standard. It works both in the crypto space and in the normal Nigerian job application. That's why most people feel like they've been getting rejection mail because they've not they've not made their CV to be ATS standard. Yes. And I learned it from after a long, like after years. Oh, if you think I'm talking, I learned this thing I'm sharing with you last year, sometime last year. So I don't think it's something I learned like 2 years or 3 years ago. No, I learned it last year. Yes, so is one of the mistakes I did that I don't want you to do. So that at least you even get a positive feedback on email after that. So for the interview, I want to believe that the next thing is after you've applied and you've already I think I'll add this interview next. The next thing you can do is because you saw the job, let me say the job was the job thing, the job, the place you applied, the company that posted the job was OKX, excuse me, OKX Exchange. What do you have to do? Go to OKX Exchange. What are they standing up for? Look out for people that are working under the umbrella of that particular company and try to network with them. And look out for the person that even posted the job in the first place. If it's someone that works under OKs, like it was like their hiring manager that posted it, connect with the person and engage in relevant communication, like messaging. Um don't just be, what are they saying? Just don't just be asking, I need a job or I need a job. No, engage in relevant conversation. Do you understand? So you have to really be intelligent in how you connect with these people. That's the networking part. Then when you're preparing for an interview, make sure that you've done your due diligence based on the company, based on what the results you're meant to deliver for them. Like if you're going to write for them, what is the results that they want to see? Please give me a minute. Let me submit a work. Please. Can you guys still hear me? Please indicate in the chat box. Let me be sure so I can Can everyone still hear me? Please, let's be fast with the response to help me a lot so I don't just. Okay. So, okay. So when you network with them, it will help you. Even maybe you won't get that particular job, but when the next job is coming, because you've built a relationship with this person, like a meaningful relationship with this person, the person can easily come to you. I think this networking part is one of the things I've enjoyed, like in this particular space. And it has even because I have this relationship, it's even easy for me to get jobs. Like the clients I'm working with, they're influencers. And influencers in the space, they have access to other influencers. So one person recommended me to another person and recommended me to another person. So over a period of 2 years, I've worked with close to 5,000. I say 5,000, 5 to 10 influencers in the space because someone recommended me. Not just because I had that network, that relationship with them, but because I will handle it later. But because I was also good at my job, so you must be good at your job for them to recommend you. So you have to work, strive for excellence. You know, listen. So one of the things I also did was, especially last year, was sending cold DMs because I have realized I was good with tweets and Twitter threads. So I focused more on Twitter, and my target audience were now influencers. So I crafted out my cold DMs to tell them what, like, because some of these influencers, they really, because they've built their following, they barely have time to like always come up to craft out content. So I chatted them up and told them that, see, I know you've been busy to handling one or two things, and you really rarely have time to post and post tweets. I can help you, so on and so forth. Maybe later, I wonder if I can find one of the code DMs I sent. Let me check. So I can share it on the chat box so you can see, because this is the practical part. This is the where you have to. I'm sharing my experience and so on. Okay, just give me a minute. Let me find it. It shouldn't be hard. Okay, was okay. Okay. Uh, it's very short, and how I did it was Mrs. Victoria. There, I don't know if you remember that. You can't hear me. This is how my code DM looked like. Can everyone see it? What's happening? Okay, what's happening? I've sent it, but it's not sending.
Are you sharing your screen?
No, I'm sending it on the chat box, but
I
it's
don't
not.
think it's possible. Oh. I don't think I send files.
It's not file.
Just
I just copy the message.
I wanted to paste it. Okay.
Yes, so that
Are you
they
sure?
can see.
Are you sure not put side document and share with them? No.
Okay, but for me to get the idea of the codms, I don't know if you remember, Mrs. Victoria, there is this codm document you had. So I stole some of them. I took some of those templates and just I chose one actually. And because of one of the things I looked out for before sending it, I looked out for that the code template that was suitable for the people I was trying to reach, and I just edited some parts talking about their what are they calling, their pain. You know, for writing is like copywriting. Most times you are interlacing every type of writing. So in the copyright, I show them their problem and how I can be a solution to it. So let me convert it to I don't know if I should send the link or just normal document. So that was one of the things I did, and also on TG, on Telegram too. I sent code DMs a lot on Telegram. So that's one of the things you can do. So that's one of the ways of navigating through the job application process. Let me really quickly send this so that everyone can look at it. Okay. Network is okay. Okay. Okay, the link is in the chat box. Just tell me once you see it. Is it just my end? Okay. That's a link to the code DM I used. So you can you can use it, but it might work for different. It might not be like it might not. You can kind of retweak it to suit the people you're trying to reach. If you're reaching out to a company, obviously you will not really use this how I wrote mine, but find out their pain points and how your writing can solve the challenge for them. That's what people want to know. They want to say how you can be of value to them, just like Valucop, value first. That's why even before they even start paying you in the first place. So you must be on the lookout for how you can provide value to these companies or to this individual for them to even hire you in the first place. So I believe I'm not missing out anything. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is how can you stand out in the competitive job market. One of them is your handle. Yes, your handle. You have to like really optimize it. Trust me, I optimized my pages almost like every week. I'm optimizing it because I really want to be seen out there that I'm among the top writers to come to reach out to. That was when I started. But recently, because of the plenty jobs on my plate and on my hands, I even rarely have time to even post post content on my social media page. And this is a part whereby you guys will even come in, because you find out that all the CEOs, they rarely have time to post on their social media page. So you look out for them and chat them up on how you can help them to be creating writing content that suits their audience, why they'll be paying you, because they don't have time. Someone like me now, I don't know if I can pay at this moment like that huge amount you get. But once you start telling me this type of problem, you have to think outside the box. I might start considering it in the long run. Do you understand? And you'll be the first person to come to my mind when it comes, because you're the one that pointed at the problem and pointed out that you can be a solution to it. So you must really think about it. So have a good social media handle, like, so that even when they check you out, you are okay. The person, this guy knows his or this girl or this guy know the game in the space. Then I've already mentioned one of them: excellence, excellence, excellence. You can't come to apply for a job, and when I go through the course that I studied, I'm seeing some grammatical errors in it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't really make sense. So you must show a level of excellence in your writing. Grammarly is there, and there is a lot of um a lot of, what are they calling it? A lot of bots and tools to help you check out all these grammars. Do you get? So don't be afraid to use them. Don't be afraid to use them. Don't be afraid to use them. And give, like, proofread over and over again, because there's only like, oh God, have you ever read any piece, any writing piece that really turned you off? You're asking yourself, ah, how can this piece just have a lot of grammatical errors? It doesn't make sense. So please work on it. Okay, make sure you proofread your content over and over again before posting. You can even ask people to help you go through them. There's no hard feelings to it. Okay, so go through them. I think one of the things I did out there are some contents are right. I'll not give. I don't know if you have time now, but back then I had that access and I used it very well. I'm still using the access with Mrs. Victoria. I write something. To me, I've really read it and it sounded good, but because I was starting out with writing it like generally, I had to. I will send it to her. She'll go through it. She now put out one or two things, maybe in the flow, like the flow of the content, some errors that I missed out. So don't be. That's why I told you guys, have a mentor in the space so that you can easily have a mentor that you have access to. Okay, okay, a mentor that you have access that will give you um listening ear anytime you come. I don't know. I know even if Mrs. Victoria doesn't have that time now, I know she has put some things in place that will allow you to always reach out to her because you've joined this community, this particular cohort. So maximize it. Don't be scared. Go to her when you need something. Okay. So the next thing is, this one people will not know it, but it worked a lot for me, showing that you care. Yes, so that's one of the things. That's one of my secrets with this whole job something. Um, because I was writing for influencers, I already have their contact on TG. So after some days, and I don't hear from them, I go to them and say, GM, this how are you doing? How is work? How is this? Like I do it like on at least in a week. I've chatted them up like 3 times. So because of that, when they answers, do you have any gig for me? Do not remember that there's a Twitter thread that they wanted to write that they couldn't do it, or maybe they want your help with it. So some of these things is just putting yourself in front of your target audience. So I did this a lot, showing that I care. If the person has talked to you about something, because you're not just there to like build the whole give me job, give me job, give me job. No, they want to see that you really care about them. You get? They want to really show that you care because you're dealing with human beings here. If they feel like you're always after their money, always coming when please give me gig. It doesn't really make sense. So I always chat my clients up, especially those that feel like um I've forgotten them. Like recently, I'm taking off those ones I've worked with over a long period of time. I'm going to go and look for their contacts again on TJ and just chat them up, just for chatting up sake, so that they will see that you are still in the space, so that you are still available. You get, so you have to really show that you care. Don't just be there to just collect gifts from them. Once you have you've gotten their content and you already have this relationship, talk other things. Not like you not be asking for their personal, their relationship partner. It's not, you're not there to ask for their relationship. There are some things you can ask about. Even if you don't know what to ask them about how are they doing? How is the space treating them? Like what and what? Some of these intelligent questions once in a while, especially when the person have you've worked for the person. Maybe it was just a temporal something, but was one of the ways I made a temporal writing to become a permanent writing. Like at least there's no influencer I've worked with that doesn't recommend me to others because of this response, this rapport I have with them. Like all of them want to work with me because I beyond just getting job from them. I asked about how they're doing. I think one of them, I don't know if you know, I have a brand whereby Geneva, where is all about nutrition and fitness in a remote working space. How do you build this a healthy lifestyle in a remote environment? So one of the last person I got, the client, he now saw that I posted that he chatted me up and told me that he saw that I'm into fitness and nutrition. I told him yes. So do you know what he did? He now sent me a picture of the meal he had, like was it that day, and asked me how healthy was it. And I told him that it's not healthy because I explained some of the things that he was missing out in the meal. So he took it. I told me, okay, then don't worry. Then tomorrow he will send me a picture of the food he's going to eat so that I'll also look at it as it gets better. Do you understand? So some of these things is just you see now, it's just I've moved from just having a working relationship to now he's not trying to like get into what I do, not what I'm doing for him. So this is the part of connection and networks you have to build in the space because everyone is growing, everyone is evolving, and how relevant you are to them, they will carry you along. Like this client I'm talking about here is already telling me that he will recommend me to another another influencer in the space, which I like because at this moment, even if I don't have time to do it, I have someone that I'm working with that I can easily give the job to work on it because at least the person understands the what it what the job entails, the different voices and all those things. So you see, I've already built a relation beyond the work job relationship. So it's something you have to really work on. Show that you care. Okay, show that you care. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is, and before, sorry, I have to point out, you have to be excellent at what you do, because that's the whole point of this. Why did they keep coming back? Because I'm excellent at what I do, and because I show that I care. So you must blend these two. You can't just be bad at writing grammatical errors here and there. I know grammatical errors can happen once in a while, but it shouldn't be like consistent something. They shouldn't Your content shouldn't be the thing that they're always saying, she didn't deliver. It shouldn't your content, your writing shouldn't be the only the one that are always complaining about. Or maybe you are delivering late. No. You have to really work on excellence and showing that you care. Then the next thing you have to look at is compromise in pricing. This is one of the things that will happen because you're relating with people. A little compromise won't hurt. Um, Mrs. Victoria would agree with me on this because someone like me, once I've set my mind that this is the price, this is going to be what is going to be like. I'm not shifting from the price, but in the long run, I've learned that a little compromise wouldn't hurt. Okay, I have a particular charge when it has to do with sweets. Okay. But what a new client came along. Okay, let me just be playing with you guys. Is it how much was it then? I've forgotten. I think it's I do $3 per tweet. To you, it's looking small, but when you're receiving up to like um 10 tweets, writing 10 tweets in a week is already a huge deal. You get. So when he came around, I told him the price. He now told me that can we do $1? I told him that $1 is actually too small. So we came to two. And I told him, see how the compromise came. And I told him, let's do $2 because it's his first time of coming to me. He wants to check if I'm a good writer. So you don't have to be what's hard-headed. I don't know if that's the English word for it, but you don't have to be strong-headed with your price, especially when someone is coming to you for the first time for a writing gig. So what I did, I thought, okay, let's do $2 for the first month, and it was a good compromise. After the first month, we can now go back to the $2 because the person wants to be sure that you are good with writing, that you can write type of content, you can deliver. So it's a good compromise. Then there was a time I had to increase with the whole thing that was going on in Nigeria. I had to increase my prices, and I was working with someone already. So I when I told him about it, I'm increasing it. He told me, there is too much. Oh. That's how you have to know your worth you must know your worth in the space. Because I've gained experience, I'm no longer looking for volunteer work. I know I already have a mind, like this is what I'm going to, this is the type of this amount is what I deserve based on the experience I've gained over the years. You get. So I think that is not small, but okay, don't worry, I'm not going to implement this change till after 1 month. We can start so and so day. It's a good compromise. So you don't be scared to compromise your price. Is one a good compromise actually, because you're dealing with human beings. So it's good to really have that type of compromise. Don't just be stronger than in space. Be flexible, okay, so that people can even they feel like okay. One of the things that happened that time, okay, there was also a time whereby the client I was working with, he told me that because of the way things are going for the beer season, that this particular price was too high for him. You get. So for Twitter threads, let's bring it down a bit. And I told him I'm going to bring it down. If he's going to bring 10, if I'm going to do 10 up to 10 Twitter threads, like, do you understand? Because sometimes when you bring down the price, always try to increase the quantity so that the person will even know, like, okay, this person will really want to do this, and I have to really bring in more works for her. So it's just part of the compromise. You see, I'm trying to be intelligent with my bargaining, but not just lose out, like have losses. Because imagine if I'm going to bring down the price and he only brings two works, is a loss for me. So I made it look like he should bring in like at least 10. Then I'll consider the this like let's strike a balance with it. So some of these things can happen. And for him to open up to me like that way, it means that that he loves me. Because I've built that relationship and I am good at what I'm doing. So that's one of the things you have to really know. Excuse me. Then the next thing is posting. I'm really sharing a lot. Like I'm not just sharing like head knowledge. Oh. This is the things that worked for me, and these are the things that you can really implement to make you like stand out in the space. And I believe that that has made me stand out for this influencer that I've worked with. Do you get? And trust me, I'm always thinking about the long-term goal, the long-term run. You get? So don't just be short-term about this particular work you're going to get now, and they'll pay you the money that you need to feed yourself for 1 week or 1 month. Think about the long run, because these people, they already have that networks. So you're thinking about building a long-term relationship with them. Do you understand? So a little compromise won't hurt. Okay, then you have to really post um often. I've already said someone I talked about it. Then I believe that Mrs. Victoria, one of the things she has handled is establishing an online presence on relevant platforms and communities. So I will just add one or two things, because I know she has already told you like how to optimize it. So I'm not going to go into in-depth details on those things. So once you want to start getting gigs or getting job in the space, you must decide on what type of writing do I want to focus on. Starting out, I did a lot of writing, copywriting, social media writing, tweets, Twitter thread. But I now found out that my guys, oh, that my real strength is tweets, short content, and Twitter threads. And I focused my mind on it and strengthened myself in that area. So you must decide what type. One of the things you must decide what influence a whole lot of things. Then once you have done that, which platform will help me maximize this type of writing? Twitter, you already know, is a micro blogging site. So long tweets might work. That's if you convert them to thread. Do you understand? So it will even determine which platform you're going to use. And there was something that Ms. Victoria pointed out to me, I think sometime last year or this year, that sometimes one of the things why some things don't work for us is because we are trying to spread our net so wide. I don't think I spread my net so wide then, but at least I was in almost different platforms. And when you spread yourself so much, you might not see results. But if you focus on a type of writing and one platform at a time, build your relevance in one particular platform before moving over to the other, it will really help you see results. That means you're channeling your whole knowledge, your whole strength, your whole research on that particular social media platform. Do you understand? Then after you've built a large following or a large network in that particular platform, it's easy for you to transfer those networks to the next platform you want to use. So don't spread yourself too much. That's what I'm saying. When you are coming to, especially when you're a newbie, because trust me, writer's block is real. Mm. And one of the things that causes it is when you're trying to spread yourself too much because you're trying to create, oh, I need to create content for LinkedIn. I need to create content for Twitter. I need to create content for Instagram, Facebook. My dear, you get tired over the time. So I've decided to focus. I'm not even active now. Let me tell you guys, I'm not really active now, but I was super active back then. I'm going to come back. If I don't employ someone to do that for me, I'm really working on it. Yeah, I become more active on the places I was on, not like Twitter, on LinkedIn specifically. You get. So you have to focus on one platform. You get, optimize it and focus your energy, your research. Know how contents are being ranked in that particular um, platform, and do trial and error. There's no person that you cannot do trial and error. Just try out, find out the thing that work for you, and just go ahead with it. Another thing you can do is to, in that platform you've chosen, make sure you attend some of these Web3 community webinars, or if you're choosing Twitter for to build your relevance, Twitter Spaces hold. There's no day you come online and you know, at least towards the evening, that you don't see one Twitter space ongoing. You barely not see. You get, so you can attend some of those things. When people see that you're attending some of these things, they start networking with you. You can also like opt in to like ask questions in that particular please, intelligent questions. I keep saying intelligent questions in those Twitter spaces. It will show people will get to recognize, oh, this type of person attended our meeting. And one of the things about this space, some of these questions will even get you like extra cash, because if you are, there are some Twitter spaces that you will go to. If you ask a very good question, they will give you a dollar equivalent of their token. Yes, I've heard people like get some of a close friend get some of these things because he or she asks a relevant question based on the Twitter space. So you can do that. So don't be afraid to attend this community this web this events, both online and on ground. It goes a long way. Okay. And that's another thing is post and comment often. Don't just be posting. You know, social media is people want to say a relationship, get that relationship kind of thing. So, and for relationship to work, there must be someone is speaking, someone is listening, and someone is speaking one another person is listening, and after listening, the person will respond. So that means you post and you comment on other people's posts, especially people that are you're looking to work with or work for in the space. So post and comment often as possible. So we are going to the last part of this session, and that's the lessons I've learned and the best practices that have worked for me on a personal level. Okay, that's worked for me on a personal level. So one of the things I did while starting out was volunteer work. That volunteer work can be to write Twitter thread on different topics in the space. Volunteer works include for me myself too, because when I'm putting it, I'll write that I manage my own page and all those things. You get, so you have to volunteer a lot. Volunteer means that maybe they will even pay you stipends. Don't be scared to collect those things. It will help you build your portfolio because you are starting out. So when you have built those portfolio, you now start you can easily have the courage and the confidence to apply for the big guns. Do you understand? So you can that's one of the things I did. I really volunteered a lot. Some jobs didn't really pay me, not because I wasn't interested in the money, but because I was building a portfolio, something that I can use to apply for this job. We spent 45 minutes already. So thank God this is the last part of it. So you can ask your questions. Then so go for volunteer works like all these internship roles. Okay, don't be scared to go for them. It's okay. Then I realized that what works for one will not work for all. Like I told you, I'm sharing a lot of things. So apply all of them and know the one that will work for you, that worked for you, and focus all your whole energy in it. I found that applying through job sites wasn't working for me. So I had to look for other ways. That's by going through Twitter. And Twitter really helped me a lot to get the first influencer I worked with that recommended me that someone has recommended me to another person. So Twitter was another go-to platform that I used to search for a job. Then LinkedIn, it worked for me. So it might work for you, it might not work for you. So find out what will work for you and focus on it. That's the same thing with this writing I was telling you about. It's not like I cannot write long article. You get, it's not like I cannot write long articles, but I decided to focus on my strength. That's tweets and Twitter thread is my choice. Sometime last year, I don't know if it was because I posted there was this content I posted on LinkedIn. I was talking about um short content and long articles. Which one is easier to write? I know because of what I've learned from Mrs. Victoria, I just wrote that content because out of the knowledge I had, because it worked for me then, whereby long content seems to be easier to write, especially when you've already had like the subtopics, things you want to talk on. So I posted it. Um, that same week I posted it, someone chatted me up that he works for a company that I should write. It was crypto related. That I should be writing product review for them. That's product review. Hey, let me tell you the truth. I hear am. I really heard it because you will not use Chat GPT to generate anything. Like it must not be AI generated. Even though there was a way I found a way around it over the long time. But trust me, it was not easy. That was when I realized that long articles are not my strongest point, you get. Especially when they specifically tell you that you should not use AI. Because sometimes I use AI to get some rundown on some things before I start building on my point. So you find out that when they give you that type of instruction, writing articles becomes long articles becomes a big and huge deal. But when it has to do with short tweets and short threads, it's easy now. Ah, one or two, so all the knowledge you have been gathering will come into play. You get both the creative part and the technical part, like the knowledge you've learned about the space, it will play go a long way. But I was really glad I didn't reject that opportunity. At that moment, I already knew that writing long articles was not my strongest point, but I wanted to at least get better, like in that space. So don't be scared to like, oh, it's not my greatest point. Get the job, keep learning, find a way around it. If you don't know what to do, ask Mrs. Victoria, how should I go about this? So and so. It's not a big deal. So don't be scared. Don't always turn down jobs unless like there are some rare cases where you have to turn down some jobs. But I believe if you're writer, you should be ready to adapt to different things. Okay. Then one of the things Mrs. Victoria will agree with me, and everyone in the space will agree with when it has to do with getting these jobs. Hope everyone can still hear me. Let me be sure. Please indicate. Before time like, can you still hear me? Oh, okay. Okay. I want to be sure that. Okay. Ah, thank God. So be persistent. There's the pool season have this kind of vibes it used to give. Everybody wants to enter the space, but after the best pool season, what's next? That's why you find that people that started this journey with us in 2020. When the beer season came, they were discouraged and left the space. But people like us that were persistent, we are still relevant in the space, and we have the upper hand because those people, because the boost season is returning, a lot of projects will come around. You get a lot of projects will come around, and jobs will we keep rolling. But someone like me, if I apply for those jobs, I'll get it before that person because even in the business I was working, I was doing something. I was involving with the space. I was adapting myself with the trend, like the beer and the boost season. So you must have thick skin in this space. That you trust me. I got a lot of rejection mails. Yes, Mrs. Victoria will agree with me. But I saw one of my friends. I saw that when she applied, she gets. So I was now asking myself, what was I doing wrong? What am I not getting? You get those type of questions will help you go again, apply news like research. What are you doing wrong? What should you do? Like I literally asked her what she was doing, how she was applying for her own jobs. I asked her, she told me. So she told me I applied and I saw some results at some point, you get. But over the long run, I found out like I had to like channel a new course for myself, like based on what I've learned from Mrs. Victoria, the code DMs, the Twitter, searching for some of this searching for crypto writing on Twitter, and all those stuffs. I searched for them. I was looking for what to work for me, and I really found my there's something they used to call it. When I remember, I'll say it. I found my missing link. I think let me use it like that. I found my own missing link. So that's what I'm telling you. You must be persistent. That's the only way you can find your own missing link. That's why I started with what works for one will not work for you. So find your own missing link and channel your whole strength in it. Then, as a way of closing, I'll just talk about the super team, the Solana super team. The Solana super team, I started mentioning it before the whole recording, is a an umbrella that houses um, developers, writers, and designers in the space to give you an opportunity to build or write under for Solana projects, for um to get acquainted with the Solana ecosystem. what it entails and how they're evolving. There are a lot of bounties going out for writers. I think there is a recent one that is a Twitter thread on Rome Protocol. You can just write on it. This is free. Obviously, just read about this thing, read about the project, give your own view in a captivating way, your own view about the whole the protocol you get, and just submit. You might get the bounty, you might not get the bounty, but you are doing something. It's even giving you a portfolio on your Twitter because you have to post it on Twitter now. So it shows that you're posting content. So you must really have time to do all these things you get. So I'm trying to tell you that you should get involved in. I think Solana ecosystem is something that it has really given us not just Nigerians but an opportunity to really get better with writing, with your skill, your writing skill, and your earning skill too. I think there are grants. I believe Mrs. Victoria has much more light in this regard than me. I just started I think sometime last month or the last 2 months. So I think she has a better overview and she will help you like give a rundown on how to get started. At least get started with this super team before it will become too big. You know, there's a this is actually the entry position to this team. Okay. If um if you don't enter now, I believe that there is much more opportunities for you to join, like to start writing for super team. Like just write the super team is not like just a name whereby you just please, Miss Victoria, I don't know how to explain this, communicate this very well. So you just help me to communicate it to them later on after the question and answer session. But what I'm saying is super team writing bounties is an opportunity not just to learn, but an opportunity to learn, to write and get better and also earn in the space. So take advantage of it. Okay. So on this note, I end my session and I'm open to questions now. This is the question and answer session. So the floor is open. I want to believe that you've been writing out questions. So please, let's be fast about it. If you don't have any question, just say I don't have. But I don't. I doubt if nobody will have any question. But it will even give me to save time, a lot of time. So um if you want to talk, you can raise your hand too, so that the mic you can talk. I can call names so you can talk so that we don't interfere with the recording.
Okay, I want to say something. I wanted to ask a question before, but in the line uh, of your discussion, you have talked about it because I was going to ask if someone should apply for a job, they might ask for the person's portfolio. So I wanted to ask how can I know one build his or her portfolio? Well, I think you have
I can't hear you again.
mentioned it in
Okay. I lost you at some points, but that's okay.
okay. I wanted to ask how can
Um,
someone build his or her portfolio, but you mentioned it as well while you were something about volunteering and internships.
okay. Portfolio is just another way you can do. I learned it from Mrs. Victoria. Have a medium page is another way of writing some of this crypto content and posting it free of charge. So maximize some of these platforms. Well, I don't mention my media page, my Medium page. On Medium, I'm known as the Writers Clinic. Hallelujah. Don't mind me. So what I did, I simplified terms in that particular with that particular platforms. Okay, just find out that way. Nobody's actually looking at that you wrote those jobs for yourself, like you did it for yourself. They want to see that you are doing something, that you've written things. So most times what I did was That Medium page, I add the link to my the links are the contents are written for people because I always have them in a Google document. So I post the Google Doc too in the portfolio what you've done when someone is asking for it. Because I don't know how much access you have to the content that has like let me say you wrote for a client and they might not share the link when they've posted it. So a way of preserving your content and what you've done is that way. But it's also good to look out for that person. How where did the person post it and copy that link? It's part of your portfolio. People want to see that it was published on that platform that is not your platform. So it's another bonus and this point the first place that people will check out for your portfolio. Most companies will ask for your LinkedIn page, will ask for your Twitter page because they believe that someone that is active in the space should be active in these two platforms at least. But Twitter is a must. But at least these two platforms you get. So you must be posting as often as possible and relevant things also. So any other question? Question, Amaka, do you have any question? Do you have any question? I don't know who. Okay, Augusta, do you have any question? Gladness, do you have any question? Any question? Just say no. Let me be sure we don't have any question. Or if you're typing, just unmute yourself and say something.
I have no question, no other questions. I have no other questions for now.
Okay, Gladness, do you have any question? Amaka, do you have any question? It's like you and network are kind of battling. I don't know if you've been hearing me. Okay, since there is no question, any more question? If any other person has question, Mrs. Victoria, you can share my contacts with them so that they can reach out to me because I know what you believe in. So I want to give them. Ah, to be honest, I don't know of ah how I'm going to respond to the messages, but if you have any question, just give send to Mrs. Victoria. She'll get it across to me. Then maybe I'll handle them because at the moment by time I'm entering another another thing in my schedule, so I really have to leave. So as a take home point, trust me, you might get rejection mails. It's not might. You will get rejection mails. The question is now how many? How many of it will you get? But don't be discouraged. All of us got rejection mails. As well, we also got acceptance mails. So don't be scared. Find out what is going to work for you and be persistent. It's only people that are strong-headed that this is a place where you have to even be strong-headed, not in the pricing part, but you have to be strong-headed when it deals with applying for jobs over and over again. You must be ready to apply for up to 10 to 20 jobs every day. Yes, I'm going to say it every single day. You must be ready to do that. Yes, is you have to see this job search as work. So when you wake up in the morning, decide that you're going to apply for like up to 20 jobs that day. Yeah, that's the only way you have to. You even get you increase your chances in getting an acceptance mail. Then optimize your CV so that even when they are receiving, your own will still come up. Let's also know that it is now interview that maybe that will that will be the reason why they will not accept you. But I believe that before the interview, you should have asked some questions. You can ask Mrs. Victoria on what to expect, or you can even check online what to expect, what kind of question, how to answer it. Check on the company what they do. Don't just go to an interview without knowing what the company is doing and what the problem they're trying to solve. Doesn't make sense. It means to them it sounds like you are just after the money. You're not just over value, which is a lie. So always do your due diligence. And with that, I come to our class for this cohort comes to an end. Thank you, Mrs. Victoria, for this opportunity. It's also a learning and an appreciating one for me because my journey into the space and where I am wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have you behind my back. So I want to really appreciate you for the training, for the internship. I know you guys didn't know, but I was part of the interns for Valucop, you see. So I don't know about you. I don't know if the internship opportunity is still open, but these are some of the things I leveraged on while starting in the space. And I took advantage of it and got better over the long run. Not just that, she also gave me opportunities to earn in the space. So I'm really grateful, Mrs. Victoria, for everything, for always still reaching out. It means a lot to me. So thank you very much, ma.
Oh, you're just making somebody to be blushing up and down. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Jenny, for your time. Really, um, you're one of those people that make it all these efforts worth it. Every time I'm like, I feel tired, and I'm like, oh God. I just remember, okay, so people like you, actually out there that benefited from everything that we're doing, and it encourages me to continue. So I want to believe that we really got value this evening. Loads of it. It's been an intensive 2 days from Miss Jenny, and it's been super impactful. Every time she's talking, I'm hearing myself in what she's talking, what she's saying. I'm like, oh my God, wow, that's a lot of value. And even myself, it was refreshing my memory, refreshing me. I was remembering. It just felt like I was the one talking to you guys. So just though she tried to compress months and years into these 2 days, there's a lot of practical parts that have to come from you people. And like I said, I'm with you guys to make your first dollars in this space. It's not like after this class now. After I set of classes now, it's not the end. I'm here to get your first. You can after your first, you can decide to leave me and go away. It's fine. It's fine. But I want you guys to be available, like available. Do what you are told to do. It's not whenever I tell you to do those things, make content on Twitter, do this one. Don't feel like oh I cannot do or make excuses. Excuses will always come. You might be feeling tired, you might be sleepy, people might be calling you up and down, school might be happening. See, that guy I showed you guys a guy last week. That guy was writing exams. Yes, he had time to submit, make 35 submission for the writing competition that happened last month. I was shocked. This guy was writing exams. And somebody would have made an excuse. I'm writing exams. I don't want to participate. But this guy was writing exams. Like his exam was still going on. He made all the submissions, submitted, and then finished his exams. And he had time to do 35 submissions. And his writings are on point. I showed you guys that the guy that had made over 2K from writing bounties on Super Team. So um and that's somebody to, if you're looking for someone to model their content to, that's somebody to look at. Showed you guys. If you watch last week's class, Friday class, was it Friday? Yeah, Friday class. You will see his account and everything like I shared with you guys. So please take this in serious. They work. The things that we teach you here, they work. The things he shared to you today, they work, right? But they won't work if you just do it to yourself and give up. In making that money is really important to you. You have to give it your best shot. And your best shot is not best until you've achieved your purpose. That is making your next 500K, your next 1 million. Excuse me, from this. So thank you guys. We spent time here. Wow. Even though we started recording late and recording late, we still had 1 hour 10 minutes of recording, and then those times that we're not even recording. So thank you guys for your time. Thank you, Miss Jenny. I really appreciate this. I really appreciate. I'm so glad I can still have someone to reach out to and say, please come and teach this people for me. Oh. Share your knowledge with them. Oh. Um, thank you so much. Um, thank you. So without further ado, this is the content writing part. So every other thing will continue. Make sure you finish that course on the website. The courses are video formats. They will show you what to do. It is a lesson there on how to write your CV. There are two, even those code DMs she mentioned. I remember the spreadsheet. It has over 300. When I say 300, say over 300 different kind of ways to write your DMs and messages and emails when you're looking for these opportunities. Those things are also there on the website. Please maximize them. If you can't find anyone, ask me. But please make sure you have checked well before you start asking me. Check the website. Those courses are available for you to maximize and then ask your questions. So I think somebody signed up for marketing class. I'll check who is that person and then we'll do our class on Friday. Next week is for community management people. So and then upper week we'll now trash out step by step how to get this job. I shared a lot of things, but we'll now look at it like one step by step. Step one, step two, step three, step four, all those things. And then we'll now go to your main execution point. So on this note, good night, thank you, and God bless you.